Before the gun fires, you can feel it. Jamaica, the USA, Colombia, all of them on one track, and a baton that has to move perfectly from hand to hand if you want gold. Serena Cole, Tina Clayton, Kerika Hill, Jamaica's squad is fast, hungry, and locked in. Briana Lott and the USA are right there in lane 6, ready to answer every move. Martinez Abargan is carrying Colombia's hopes at full speed. One fumbled exchange and it's over. Every meter of this race is going to matter. Who puts it all together tonight? Tina Clayton, Serena Cole, Kerika Hill. Jamaica in lane 4, 3 teenagers who have already turned this championship upside down and they're not done yet. Eight nations, one track. Women's 4x100m final. Colombia in lane 5, the home crowd shaking this stadium right now. The United States in lane 6, Briana Lott anchoring a squad that came here to compete. Jamaica in lane 4, the team everybody in this building has had their eye on all week. Batons in hand, athletes set. This is what it all comes down to. And they're off. Jamaica out of the blocks fast. Serena Cole flying down the back straight with pure aggression. The United States right there in lane 6. Colombia pushing hard on the inside. This opening leg sets the tone for everything that follows. Tina Clayton takes the baton for Jamaica, and she is gone, sprinting up the home straight with everything she has. The USA is pushing, Colombia digging for every inch. Clayton is not letting up, the crowd is on its feet, and this race is being decided right now. Jamaica wins. World Under-20 record, 42.59. USA silver, Colombia bronze. Listen to Cali right now. Colombia just won bronze on home soil, and this crowd cannot contain itself. But in lane 4, Jamaica is in a world of their own. Tina Clayton, arms wide open, screaming at the sky. Kerika Hill sprinting over to her teammates. Serena Cole jumping right into the middle of it. These young women just did something that has never been done before at this level. A World Under-20 record. Think about what that means. These are teenagers. They came to Cali and they ran faster than any Under-20 relay team in history. Not by a little, a full world record for their age group. The whole stadium knows it. The scoreboard confirms it. 42.59. Every one of these 4 athletes is under 20 years old, and they just put their names in the record books. We're getting confirmation now. The United States ran a national record for their age group tonight. Briana Lott and her teammates pushed Jamaica every single step and came away with a performance that's going to define this generation of American sprinting. Colombia, 2 silvers in individual events this week, adds a relay bronze. This crowd has seen something special. But come back to Jamaica, because what this squad has done this week as teenagers is genuinely hard to get your head around. The Clayton sisters, Kerika Hill, these are names you will hear at Senior World Championships. They're under-20 athletes. They just ran faster than any under-20 relay team in the history of the sport. The scoreboard says 42.59. That's a time that puts you on the podium at Senior Global Championships. Every coach and federation in world athletics is staring at that number right now. Jamaica with the flag around their shoulders now. 4 young women, 1 world record. The future of sprinting has a face. The United States and Jamaica, the 2 fastest under-20 relay teams in history, separated by 1 finish line tonight. The next generation of world sprinting looks very strong, and we just watched it announce itself on the biggest stage available to them. $42.59. Sit with that number for a second. Not because it won a World Under-20 record, though it did. because it's the kind of time that puts you in the conversation at senior global championships. Jamaica ran that time with 4 athletes who haven't turned 20 at a World Junior Championships in a relay. That's where this result lives. The race turned before Clayton reached the final straight. Watch the third exchange. Jamaica's baton moved cleanly, with speed already loaded into it, and Clayton received it in front. The United States was close at that moment, Colombia still within reach, but Clayton's first 10 strides created a gap that nobody was going to close. That's the decisive sequence. Not the finish line, not the last 50 meters. The moment the anchor takes the baton and immediately accelerates rather than works to find her rhythm, the race is effectively over. Clayton did exactly that. She ran the anchor leg like someone who had already decided the outcome, which at that point she basically had. What made 42.59 possible was the execution across all 4 legs, not just the anchor. Serena Cole opened on the first leg with the kind of controlled aggression that builds a lead without burning the exchange. She brought the baton to the first change with momentum intact. That matters more than raw split time. A relay doesn't reward the fastest individual legs. It rewards the team that loses the least between legs, and Jamaica lost almost nothing. Carica Hill ran the curve on the third leg and handled it cleanly. The curve is where relays come apart under pressure, where runners tighten up and mechanics deteriorate because the crowd is loud and the gold medal is close. Hill didn't tighten. She ran her section, moved the baton, and put Clayton in position to close. 4 exchanges, 4 clean handoffs, 0 hesitation across the full 400 meters. At this level, against a USA team that ran a national record for their age group, that kind of execution is not accidental. It's the product of a Jamaican sprint system that has been producing elite relay runners for 20 years and hasn't shown any sign of stopping. The United States finished second in a national under-20 record and still lost by a margin. That's the context you need to understand how good Jamaica was tonight. Briana Lott anchored for the Americans, and the US squad ran a competitive, technically sound relay. They weren't undone by a bad exchange or a dropped baton. They were running at or near the ceiling of what they could do on this night, and Jamaica was still faster. That's a hard thing to process when you've run a national record. Silver at a World Under-20 Championships in a record time for your country is a strong result. It just didn't feel like one standing next to 42.59. Colombia took bronze at home in Cali, and Martinez Ibargüen and her teammates gave a crowd that had been invested all week exactly the kind of finish it needed. A home medal in a relay final at a World Championships carries weight. The Colombians earned it. Historically, this result deserves more than the junior context. The senior women's relay world record reflects decades of development, professional programs, full-time athletes at the peak of their careers. Jamaica's under-20 squad ran 42.59. To place that in perspective, times in that range have won medals at senior world championships in recent years. That's not a junior to junior comparison. That's a junior to senior comparison, and it holds up. The last time a performance at this age level generated this kind of senior level relevance in the sprint relays, it marked the beginning of a sustained period of dominance for the Jamaican program. Tonight doesn't guarantee that history repeats, but it rhymes loudly. Clayton is the name the broader sprinting world will track from here. She's not an unknown. Her profile in the individual sprints already exists at the senior level, and an anchor leg on a world record relay adds a different dimension. She's not just a 100-meter sprinter anymore. She's a relay anchor who can close under pressure. That's a specific skill, and selectors at the senior level notice it. Carica Hill's performance on the third leg is also significant. Running the curve with clean mechanics at under-20 level in a final suggests a technical foundation that translates. Serena Cole's opening leg set the tone for the entire race. 3 different athletes, 3 different relay specializations, and together they produced a world record. The Jamaican coaching staff put the right athletes in the right positions, which is also part of what happened here. What comes next for this group is the question. The individual athletes will filter into the senior Jamaican program over the next cycle, and competition for relay spots in Jamaica is genuinely fierce. A World Under-20 record is a strong credential, but it's the beginning of that conversation, not the end of it. For the American squad, the national record sets a baseline, when they're building relay teams for senior championships over the next 2 years. Tonight's time is the floor they'll be measured against. Colombia leaves Cali with bronze and the memory of a crowd that shook that stadium. That tends to stay with the team. 42.59 is on the board. It's the world record for under-20 women's relay, and it's fast enough to make senior programs pay attention.